switches off the second the switch is top to bottom.
Alright, that's center and about 3 inches right.
Yeah.
This bottom tile up here, the numbers 1 through 1,000. That's
You're in that right under the ball. Just low, center line just low. That was. I hate to say anything for myself because I don't want to incriminate myself.
a little bit. Yeah.
It's about time, spending time together, fellowshipping, being appreciative for a beautiful day, a beautiful place, and a great country we live in.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Peggy. I really appreciate everyone being here. This is a special place, a special week for us. You know, it's not about just shooting and having a good time and taking some time off. It's about fellowshipping and reconnecting and being together. And I really appreciate everyone's time that they took to be here and join us today. We just want you to be yourselves and relax and enjoy your time. You may be wondering what these real handsome fellas are up here doing. I've got a representation. I've got a retired Navy gentleman, Ryan Chapman. My brother-in-law, Joe Harrell, he was in the Air Force. I've got Ryan Caparis, a Marine, former Marine. And of course, we've got the star of the show, Jim Gilliland, retired Army. These guys, all these guys are really sacrificed for us, for everybody. And I sort of surprised them and said, I'd like for you to say a few words because I was worried if I asked them to speak, they would not come. But I don't know whether they're professional speakers or not. I know Jim is really good with his mouth. He knows how to talk. And great. But look, we're not here to sell you anything. We're here to fellowship and enjoy the time and show our appreciation. So thanks to every one of you for being here. We're going to have some great food. We're going to have some great ice cream. We're just going to have a good time.
Yes, John. Everybody hear me okay? I'll be very brief because I realize I stand between you and your lunch and we're all standing out in the sunshine. I did do 22 years in the Air Force and retired, so naturally I want to talk to you about the Navy. I was fortunate enough to do a 3-year exchange tour in the Navy, and I got to fly the Tomcat as a Rio off the Enterprise and go to war with the Navy and train with the Navy and live with the Navy, and it was the best 3 years of my Air Force career. I tell you that, please no, don't. I tell you that because I made great friends there. I had unbelievable experiences, but the thing that I remember most are 5 crew members, aviators that gave their lives on that cruise. All during training, we bombed Iraq and we did what we could against the Republican Guard, but we lost 5 people training for that. Navy SEAL, F-18 pilot, an EA-6B pilot, his navigator, and his electronic warfare officer. And I was in our CAG's office right after he had to speak to those families. And the last one, he had to tell the family that she was not going to be recovered because the water was too deep. Okay, so that's what I take home most from that. And I say that because when I hear thank you for your service, I always blush a little bit because I know that I gave very little and got so much in return. And there are other peoples out there that gave the last full measure of themselves and in reality of their families as well, because no family walks away from that unscarred. So I'd like you to remember those people today and keep them in mind and know that the reason that we're here today and the reason we're able to enjoy these freedoms is there are people that are still willing to volunteer, not people that have to, but gifted people that are still willing to volunteer to put their family and their lives on their line to support our values, to defend our country, and to keep America what it is. Thank you.
Definitely can't follow that. Let's see. I served 12 years as a naval flight officer in the Navy. Really wanted to. I mean, this is totally unexpected. So thank you, John, for having us out here and putting this on. I mean, there's so many people you want to thank after spending. I spent 12 years in the Navy. People ask me why I didn't do 20. I said they wanted to send me to an aircraft carrier, and I mostly flew off of land bases. As soon as they wanted to do that, I said no thanks. I'll take my leave. But my wife is here, Gretchen, in the white over here. She works with John as well, so she has John to thank too. And but she stuck with me through the academy and flight school and everything after that. Moved around all over the country, and it's really the people that are behind you throughout the whole time that make it possible for you to be able to stay in and do what you do. And made some of my best friends I'll ever have in the military, in the Navy. And really, those folks are we're about to meet up with some of them here in the next couple of months, and they're the people that you'll remember forever having served. So it was a pleasure of mine to do it. Still have a very patriotic vein, in my body. Lots of things going around in the world today that are unfortunate, but our military maintains, a level of excellence and a level of commitment that whether you're a Democrat or Republican, Libertarian, Conservative, everyone I served with, we just had one mission, and that's what we did that day, and we didn't really talk politics at the time. We did afterwards, after the mission was over. So, but when you're serving together, it's really a unifying thing. So that was probably one of the biggest takeaways I had while I was serving. So, anyhow, that's my 30 seconds of rambling for John and everybody else here. Thank you.
My name is Ryan Contreras. Thanks, John, for having me, and Jim for inviting me a couple months ago. Jim and I were doing a hunt together. He's like, I got an event that you need to come and meet some great American people. And here I am, and here all of you are. I did about 17 and a half years in the Marine Corps as infantryman, recon, force recon. I was medically retired at about 17 and a half years. Post-retirement, I started a couple of years ago, about 3 years ago now, I guess. I started a nonprofit called The Reason Outdoors. In 2007, I was in a Humvee rollover, and it ejected my whole team out of the vehicle, and I broke my femur, broke my back, fractured my forehead, and a bunch of other stuff. And I was sitting home in upstate New York. That's where I'm originally from. Don't judge me. I've embraced my southern redneckery wholeheartedly. But I was sitting home recovering from that, and all my guys are deployed and eating a lot of pain meds, probably drinking too much booze, and found myself towing on the edge of a dark abyss, kind of the ones that you don't really return from. And I decided I need to do something about that. So I ordered a bow off eBay, started hobbling around the woods with a back brace and a cane. And what I found in the woods and the outdoors was healing. Healing for my heart, my soul, and it saved me. So as my career went on, I sent a lot of guys on veteran hunts. I did a few myself. And when I retired, I talked to some of those organizations and, about starting something here in North Carolina, and really none of them wanted to get on board or smell what I was stepping in. So a couple friends and I there from the area, we started The Reason Outdoors. And we started it to bring the healing that I found in the outdoors and that our co-founders found in the outdoors, to bring that to not just, recon marines or special operations, right, but to any veterans and to any first responders and their children, because at some point in time, that blank check that you signed could have been cashed in. And everybody, who's a veteran, and especially a first responder these days, needs some healing. The very first hunt that we did was actually probably the second hardest hunt you can do in the lower 48, was a backcountry elk hunt in Idaho. And one afternoon, we hiked from about 5,500 feet to 8,500 feet of elevation. It was probably one of the most difficult climbs I've ever done, including mountains of Afghanistan. And the young man that was with me, Angelo was his name. He was a support guy in an infantry battalion. And we got to the top, and we were sitting there glassing for elk. And he looked at me and he said, "Coop, if it wasn't for this hunt, I would have put a pistol in my mouth 6 months ago and blown my head off. This hunt gave me something to train for. This hunt gave me purpose." And now he's doing fantastic. He helps out our organization. I stay in touch with him frequently. But he found that healing that I found in the outdoors, and that's what our organization's about. We actually call it ecotherapy, mainly so that way some liberal companies will donate to us. But we call it ecotherapy because we're all about hunting, fishing, and outdoor adventures, and helping save people. The problem is that a lot of people, they don't talk about suicide. They just go and do it. And it's our mission to try to stop this before it happens, because every day you hear about it. You always hear the 22 a day, 22 a day. It's our mission to stop that. It's our mission to find the people who are hurting, to bring them into the outdoors, and to heal them. They don't need to know how to hunt. They don't need to know how to fish. We will teach you. We'll teach you how to cook it, clean it, skin it, track it, hunt it. That's what we're all about as an organization. We're located out of Wilmington, so we're local here to the North Carolina area. We are a Have Guns, Will Travel organization. We just finished our first full year in operation a couple months ago, and in that year we've taken over 100 veterans, first responders, and their kids hunting and fishing in 7 different states, all on a very minuscule budget. So that's my mission in life, is to save our fellow veterans, first responders, to go bring men and women to hunt with great American people like you all. It's very easy these days to watch the news and get disillusioned with what's going on in this country and our youth, and to just see the mess that we're trying to drag ourselves out of. And when guys see that as service members, they forget that it's people like you is why we signed up to do what we did, and would go and do it willingly again. It's for the American people, for the patriots, not for the government, not for the politicians, but it's for you all. That's why we did it, and that's why we'll continue to do it, and why we're going to continue to make our veteran first responder community a stronger, better, and more mentally healthy place, if we can help it anyways. So thank you for your time. Thanks for having me. I greatly appreciate it.
Stand up here and say, now that the lesser services are over for their speeches, but I'm not going to do that now. Listen, I just want to say thank you to all of you for having us back again. The best we can tell, this is our 11th year here. It's been a wonderful. It's so many friends that we see. I just appreciate everybody. I want to say thank you so much to John and his wife for having us. Thank you so much to Phil and Martin for the things that y'all do. Thank you for having us. Continue to have us, and we appreciate you.